There's something that's really disturbing about having an accident, having someone run into you, having someone change the shape of your car against its will, throw you around. And when that happens, you've still got to pull yourself together and do something after the accident. A lot of people aren't sure what to do. Obvious things come to mind. If you have your cell phone with you, take some pictures of things, that sort of thing. But when people ask me, for instance, well, the guy that hit me has never said he was sorry. Right? Well, he may be doing that not just because he's not a nice guy. He might be a nice guy, but he may have talked to his insurance company and they said, look, don't say anything. So you can't let that influence you too much. As far as you need to try and remember as much as you can. Make sure you're okay. And remember that when you have an accident, your adrenaline and all of the stress chemicals in your body go way up. Those things are in there to help you get out of trouble. So you're going to feel better probably, or feel more energized right after the accident, and things aren't going to hurt as bad. So a little later, all that's going to kick in. So you need to be prepared for that. And if you feel pretty badly after the accident, that means it's probably going to get worse later on. Maybe you do need to take a ride to the hospital, check out at the ER. Unless the accident is extremely minor, you should always get checked out just to make sure that you haven't done something that's going to come back later on and give you a problem. But you can get out. Always call law enforcement if there's an accident. You want to have a record of it. As much as we like to trust our fellow human beings who tell us, oh, it's no big deal, we'll exchange information, my insurance company will take care of it. Many times, by the time you get back to their insurance company, a funny thing has happened. Their insurance company has a different story about what happened, and now all of a sudden, you're at fault. And you got to go uphill from that. And we have to work very hard on cases when that happens. So you call law enforcement in, and right there, you memorialize what's happened. That's very important. Once again, say only what you know, tell the truth. If you're not sure about something, say I'm not sure. Don't say things that you think happened, might have happened, or make guesses about what the other person was doing, or even what you're doing. Be factual and very narrow in what you're talking about. That way it'll be more helpful to everybody in the end. It's not that you can't speak with law enforcement or someone, that's fine. Just remember that what you're going to say is probably going to get written down. You want to be sure what you're talking about. And as far as the other driver goes, just be professional, exchange information, wait for law enforcement. And if they say something to you that indicates that they're taking responsibility, make sure you remember that. Tell somebody. Tell the officer when he arrives. Something like that. Lots of times we forget that. But always make sure a report's been filed if you've been struck in an accident. Even if it's the next day and you realize, my gosh, I didn't file an accident report. You could call in, and lots of times they can do what's called a counter report, so at least there's a record of it. Best thing to do is get an officer on the scene. I know it's a hassle to wait sometimes, but it's important that someone's there to make sure that the story and what happened at that accident is consistent with what's at the scene.